grades, kindergarten through 5th grade. Goals were exceeded by enrolling 51 elementary students with partnership and support of the South Carolina Master Gardener. Upstate South Carolina Safety Day continues to be very successful to build awareness of the safety issues. With assistance from Pike Electric, and Liberty Fire Department, 26 FFA members presented 8 different topics to 12 different groups in areas such as horse safety, electrical, fire, tractor safety. There were 181 participants from the 2 elementary schools, and the results is that there have been no injuries or accidents since this training. Clean Start is a voluntary program in Anderson County which serves the homeless, poor, and marginalized by providing basic hygiene, showers, laundry services, mail, phone access, and availability of other services so clients can feel better physically and improve their self-worth. 159 members participated in this event, and all goals were exceeded. I congratulate Piedmont Career and Technological Center and their advisors, Mr. Steve McCannon, Ms. Ashley Granada, and Mr. Gillian Bite. Congratulations. Last but not least, in the category of student development, the winning chapter, McBee High School. The 3 qualifying categories were Leadership Program, Project Work Experience, Scholarship Award. Chapter membership totals 171 members. That's 66% of the total student body enrolled at McBee High School. In the category of leadership training, 38 members participated in the local public speaking CDE. 23 members attended the state convention. 23 members attended the national convention. All class officers attending a leadership retreat in Washington and met with Congressman Tom Rice. 90% of McBee High School class officers were FFA members. In the category of project work experience, 89 of 2nd, 3rd, and 4th year students had an SAE and earned over $110,000. This income can make a difference in a student dropping out or staying in school. Every upperclassman developed a resume. Members learned how to maintain records such as tax returns. All seniors participated in shadowing day for 75% of the freshman class. All seniors prepared a senior portfolio resume for potential future employers. In the category of scholarship awards, during the last 21 years, 82 members have entered Clemson University to study in the School of Agriculture. 70% of FFA members are listed in the honor roll. 52 of 71 Beta Club members are FFA members. All senior members accepted to college of their choice. I congratulate McBee High School and their advisor, Mr. Pat Orr.
Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us to kick off the first general session of the 88th South Carolina FFA Convention. Each of you assist us as we go all out through your continuous support and dedication. We would like to present you with this gift on behalf of SCFFA, and congratulations to our top 3 chapters. Tonight, we're honored to have a very special guest with us all the way from Tennessee. He's a senior at the University of Tennessee at Martin, where he is majoring in agricultural business. But this year, he's devoted as a year of service to the FFA. I'm pleased to introduce National Vice President Stephen McBride as he presents the National FFA Scholarships.
Thank you. It is an honor to present the 2015 National FFA Scholarships. Mr. Secretary, please announce the National Scholarship winners.
Caitlin Alawan of the Calhoun Falls chapter will receive the Tractor Supply Growing Scholars for $1,000. Amber Ayers of the Pickens County Career and Technology Center chapter will receive the Tractor Supply Growing Scholars for $1,000. Courtney Barnett of the Clover chapter will receive the Tractor Supply Growing Scholars for $1,000. Ron Berry of the Pillion chapter will receive the Tractor Supply Growing Scholars for $1,000. Candace Clinkscales of the Belton Honeypath chapter will receive the Dean Foods Company Scholarship for $1,000. Luke Fear of the Pendleton chapter will receive the Tractor Supply Growing Scholars for $1,000. Kaylin Hippler of the Anderson chapter will receive the Tractor Supply Growing Scholars for $1,000. Tara Jenkins of the West Oak chapter will receive the Fastline Publication Scholarship for $1,000. Ryan Linder of the Gilbert chapter will receive the Napa Auto Parts Scholarship for $1,000. Helen Northup of the Sean Thurman chapter will receive the CSX Scholarship for $4,000. Nolan Simpson of the Clinton chapter will receive the Ram Trucks Dealer Scholarship from Cooper Motor Company for $1,000. Michael Wilkerson of the York chapter will receive the Tractor Supply Growing Scholars for $1,000. And Catherine Wilkins of the York chapter will receive the Archer Daniels Midland Scholarship for $1,000. Let's congratulate all these scholarship winners for earning $16,000 from the National FFA Scholarship Program.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
FFA members, please be sure to stop by and see Stephen at his workshop in the morning at 9 a.m. in the Lahotsky Auditorium. The Batesburg-Leesville FFA chapter has hosted a statewide pageant for young ladies who are members of this organization. The contestants are judged not only on their beauty, poise, and attire, but also on their knowledge of FFA, SAE, and how FFA impacts agriculture. For their efforts, the winner of the pageant has been awarded a $500 scholarship provided by Ag South Farm Credit. The 2015 Miss FFA is Abby Carnes from the West Oak FFA chapter. For the past 3 years, the Pendleton FFA chapter has hosted the Mr. FFA Scholarship Competition, open to all male South Carolina FFA members. The competition is based on an FFA member's involvement in their chapter and community, their SAE, and their overall leadership abilities. The Pendleton FFA Alumni Chapter provided the $500 scholarship for this year's winner. Your Mr. FFA for 2015 is Brandon Myers from the Pelion FFA Chapter. At this time, I would like to welcome to the stage Mr. Mike Watkins, Executive Director of the South Carolina Fertilizer and Agrochemicals Association, to present the Hilton V. Rogers Scholarships.
It's indeed a pleasure to be here tonight, and I just want to take a moment to express my thanks to the future farmers of America and all you do. You are the future of America. You're the future of American agriculture, and we salute you. It's an honor to present this award in recognition of Mr. Hilton Rogers. I was blessed to have known Mr. Rogers for almost 40 years. He served faithfully in the fertilizer department at Clemson University, and then as the executive director of the South Carolina Fertilizer and Ag Chem Association. And we present this award tonight in honor of him. Also, I'd like to just mention that we have 2 other scholarships that we will be awarding in December. One is given to a junior or senior at Clemson who's majoring in ag, and the other is given to a student who's attending one of our other colleges and majoring in ag. That information will be posted on the FFA site, and if you are interested in it, we'll be receiving applications in the fall, and like I said, we'll award those scholarships for $2,000 each in December. This year, it's my honor to recognize Candace Clinkscales from Belton Honeypath. She is an outstanding student, and not only an outstanding student, she's a credit to her family, her church, her school, her FFA chapter, and her community. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. As a token of our appreciation, we would like to present you with this gift on behalf of the South Carolina FFA Association.
Thank you.
The next guest I would like to introduce is a great ambassador for South Carolina agriculture. And as the Young Farmer President, he knows the joys and discomforts of agricultural life. At this time, I call upon Mr. Mac McLeod, President of the South Carolina Young Farmers, to present the South Carolina Young Farmer and Agribusiness Association scholarships.
On behalf of the South Carolina Young Farmers and Agribusiness, I want to thank you for inviting me to this 88th conference. It's a pleasure to be here, and you all should be proud to be a part of such a history-rich organization. The training that you've received through your ag programs at your schools now is going to carry you a long way in preparing you for your career in South Carolina's #1 industry, agriculture. Although education doesn't end once you finish high school or college, and it's the young farmer's goal to provide continuing education for students, young farmers, older people, to help them continue their career. Programs will be provided through your ag teachers, industry leaders, and also through just older, wiser farmers that share their knowledge and information with you. And I'm an old farmer, you see I have to wear glasses. Being a part of the Young Farmer and Agribusiness Association gives you the opportunity to participate in local, state, and national events. Every year in Washington, D.C., we have the Ag Promise event that's held in Washington, of course. You have the National Institute, which is a continuing education program that's held in a different state each year. And I'm pleased to say it's going to be held in South Carolina this year in December in Charleston. And if anyone's interested or needs any more information, please ask your advisor or contact me, or we'll get you the information. It's been 20 years since the national conference has been held in South Carolina, and we're pleased to have that here. We also have summer tours that are provided by different chapters each year. I think in July we have the Anderson County Young Farmers providing a summer tour this year. So look forward to seeing all of y'all there. And just like the FFA, the highlight of our year is our state convention. And of course this year, being that we're hosting the Nationals, they're going to be kind of combined together, but we still will have an awards day later on in January to provide some of our awards, which is also another thing that you can participate in as a member. Corn yields, cotton yields, wildlife conservation, energy efficient awards. There's all kinds of different things that you can participate in to actually win some money and recognition for your efforts at the annual conference. Currently, the majority of our membership consists of FFA members, and it's our hope that eventually when you finish with your career or your education that you will also join us as a young farmer agribusiness member. Though education is our primary focus at South Carolina Young Farmers, we're also involved in some services projects, one being our scholarships. 2 1,000 scholarships are available to any student who will be or is currently attending Clemson University with an agriculture major. Also, we award 2 $500 scholarships to students attending technical colleges in South Carolina with an agriculture major. At this time, it gives me good pleasure to announce our winners. The $1,000 scholarships first. And forgive me if I say this wrong, Caitlin Adelwine from the Calhoun Falls chapter. Our second winner, Candace Clinkscale, Belton Honea chapter. Now I'm pleased to announce our 2 $500 recipients. Caitlin Wood from Woodmont FFA chapter. Ashley Owens from the Saluda chapter.
Thank you.
On behalf of the South Carolina Young Farmers and Agribusiness Association, I thank you for inviting us to participate in this state convention, and I would encourage each of you at some point in your careers to join a Young Farmer chapter close to you. It's challenging sometimes, but I promise you the rewards will be greater than your efforts. Thank you much.
Thank you and the South Carolina Young Farmer and Agribusiness Association for your contributions to SCFFA. Attending your convention helped us to see how we can continue to go all out long after we retire our blue jackets. As a token of our appreciation, we would like to present you with this gift from us.
Thank you. That's it. I would say thank you to all the FFA students that help us each year with our annual conference. We couldn't do it without your help. Thank you.
Thank you. Last fall, we had the privilege to meet a very special lady during a visit with the Strom Thurmond FFA chapter before our annual cow workshops. She had heard some state officers and even a national officer were going to be there, so she wanted to come meet us as a little preparation for her upcoming role as one of the keynote speakers at the 2014 National Convention. Now, this lady was hilarious. She told us all kinds of stories about her life and even hung out with us in the booth at National Convention. After watching her speak there, we knew we wanted her to share in our week here at Clemson. Mrs. Jane Herlong is an author and South Carolina royalty. She was Miss South Carolina in, a few years ago, and she now travels around the country sharing her unique blend of Southern humor and inspiration. She's authentic, original, and a fun lady to know. South Carolina FFA, please welcome to the stage Miss Jane Herlong.
Hello! Oh, come on, y'all. One more time. Hello! Oh, I'm tickled. I gotta tell you, last spring I got a call of a lifetime. It was from National FFA. And I have just prayed, desire of my heart was to speak for National. And I got that phone call, and she said, we want you to be the keynote speaker, the closing speaker for the National Future Farmers of America. And I've been waiting all my life, and I went, thank you. I couldn't even talk. I was so excited. Have you ever been like that? Oh, it was, let me tell you something funny. I was backstage, and I knew it was like live on RFD TV and Sirius and all. And so this guy, he didn't really, I don't think he really knew what he was saying. And he said, you nervous? I went, I'm excited. And he said, yeah, you know Scott Hamilton, the ice skater? And I said, yeah. Yeah. He walked out and saw those 20,000 kids and got so freaked out he had to go back in the green room. And now, please welcome to the stage. I went, ah! But you know what? It made me really excited. And I'm excited to share with you. Y'all have got a great team. Let me see, how many of y'all are going to the National Convention? I mean, you should be going, yeah! Yeah, that's better. It is so much fun. Well, I want to share a program, the time I have here with you all, and it's called Don't Throw Tomatoes at My Field of Dreams. Now, how did I come up with that? Because that is life. You're going to get some tomatoes. Have you had any yet? No? Anybody had tomatoes? See, when I was growing up, my daddy was a tomato farmer in Johns Island, South Carolina. And we would have the most fun tomato fights you have ever seen. I mean, we were covered. And we'd jump in the creek and it was just fun. Every now and again, somebody would throw, instead of the squishy red tomato, would throw one of those rock hard ones, the green ones, and it hurt. It's a very immature tomato thrown by a very immature person. But that taught me that life is like that. So what I want to challenge you is when someone throws tomatoes, at this stage of life, you make ketchup, salsa. And when you get older, you might make a Bloody Mary. But now, yeah, I hear you. But they're going to come your way. Now, I had this little job, and I really loved it. I learned a lot because I went in the tomato field in between college because my daddy didn't finish the 10th grade. No one in my family went to college but me. My daddy worked really, really hard. So for spending money, I would go in the field and I would pick the tomatoes. And I learned a lot about people and sales and human nature. Interesting things, how to sell, stuff you're learning, good for you. And I have taken that life lesson in my life. I take it everywhere. So in that stage of my life, I learned a lot about me. Let me ask you something. How many of you were born between the year 1980 and 2000? Somebody say, what is society calling you? Awesome. Listen to that. I like the way you think. What are you called? The best. There's a term. You got your Gen Xers and your millennials. Do y'all know you knew that? You're millennials. If you're born between 1980 and the year 2000, you are millennials. Okay, I got good news and bad news. What you want to hear first? The bad news. Okay, I heard that. I'm not going to tell you the good news yet anyway. So here's bad news. You're narcissistic. You're lazy. You're delusional. In 2013, somebody wrote a book about y'all. There are 80 million of you. The book was called The Me Generation. Me. The Me Generation. The trophy kids. You know what that means? How many of y'all got participation trophies? My children got those. Participation trophies just for showing up. Now, you want to hear the good news? That stereotype that's been studied and studied and studied does not apply to kids that work on a farm, to kids who are involved in agriculture, to kids who live in small towns. So what I'm telling you is, that's your shine. Oh yeah, you're shining because you're not like them. Congratulations. That's why you're here. That is so awesome. The shine principle. Let me tell you about my shine principle. I used to take those tomatoes that I would pick. It was such hard work. We couldn't start until it was about 11. And you down on Charleston, Johns Island heat, hello. And first thing I did, I wanted to know what the competition was doing. So I'd go to Piggly Wiggly. I miss those places. Lots are gone now. And I'd go to the produce department and I'd look. Everybody else's tomatoes, they were ugly. Had leaves on them. You could see the fertilizer. I thought, not me. Oh, no. I took my tomatoes, I dumped them in a great big galvanized pot, and I gave them a big tubby. Washed them, shined them up. The shine principle. I got the wax boxes from the tomato shed, packed them in there, took them to Piggly Wiggly. He took one look at my tomatoes and said, I'll take 35 pounds. I said, you got it, pal. Next day, 100 pounds. Yep, it was good because I was different. I learned how to sell. I learned how to shine. But it was a long road. My question to you is, how do you shine? What do people know about you? What do people say about you? What do people think about you? Whether you know it or not, you got a comma behind your name. What comes next? Do you shine? It took me a long time to shine. Now, I was in the first grade. I was ugly. Yep. Lost my teeth. Real short hair. I wore my flannel shirt and my corduroy pants. Yeah, I was looking so sexy, let me just tell you. I look like a little vampire. The teacher said, y'all look cute tomorrow. Well, I just had a couple of outfits. So I brushed my gums. Stood up there. You want to get picked for the beauty pageant, Little Miss Merry Christmas. Hello. That had my name on it. So I stood in the back. And the teacher said, y'all come on up. And I grinned, and they laughed. I looked like a boy, I'm telling you. Had the little vampire teeth. Nothing here. Big lips, too. That was special. Mama said, you grow into them. Have you ever heard that? You can get plastic surgery now. Not back then. There was no such thing. You'll grow into them. Oh, let me tell you. That high school girl was looking at all of us lined up, kept looking next to me, just going. I'm thinking, what is wrong with her? Oh, honey, she was looking at the class diva. Huh? Little Miss Perfect. Little Miss Deborah Drawdy. Oh, yeah. If you don't have one, do get one. The person that wins everything in the class. Oh, honey, she had her stick-out dress on. Stick-out dress. She walked around all day like an airplane. Had her poodle socks and her patent leather Sunday shoes. She had her baby teeth. And the Avon lady left her a white tester tube of passion pink. She's all pinkied up, her lips. Her mama put those pink spongy rollers in her hair the night before. And as we say in the South, her hair was jacked up to Jesus. I could have taken that girl down at the monkey bars just like that. I was a farm girl. You don't mess with me. Oh, she got picked. Yuck. So I got on that school bus, and I saw that girl that laughed at me. And I got up in her face. I said, excuse me. I can played the harmonica. She said, you can be in our little pageant. And I said, I know. Well, I went back to my seat and I sat down, and this big old tidal wave of panic just washed over me. I don't play the harmonica. I don't know why I said that. But my brother was working with the pageant. He said, we need a fishbowl for the contestants to retrieve questions. Well, I had a fishbowl. I had 2 goldfish in them, but they've got real short attention spans, so what does it matter when they were, you know, whatever. Okay, don't judge me. Their names were Simon and Garfunkel. See, I'm dating myself. And when I was seeing them and waving goodbye lovingly, I thought they're going to another bridge over troubled waters. See, only the older people would get that reference. So that night, y'all, I went to the pageant, and I watched those girls in these great big beehive hairdos and these swishy dresses with these long gloves swish across the stage and stick their hand in my fishbowl. I was on the front row. I fell out of that seat. Something was broken, so I didn't care. I was fixated. Have you ever had your heart leap? Just, mine just leaped. And I heard a voice. I really did. I think it was a divine voice. It was a voice from my Savior. It said, you're going to do that one day. You're not supposed to argue with deity. I said, how? I have no teeth. We have no money. But guess what? 17 years and 5 months later, I'm walking across the stage of the Miss America pageant. Yeah. It wasn't an easy ride. But let me back up a little bit about that fishbowl. I didn't have poodle socks. I didn't have black patent leather Sunday shoes. I didn't have a stick-out dress. But I had a fishbowl. I got it from Woolworths. Y'all probably don't remember Woolworths. It'd be like Walmart's little baby. It's like Walmart and Family Dollar had a baby called Fred's. True. Be like going there. I realized something. I didn't have it all, but I could make a contribution towards where I wanted to go. Do you have to have it all? No. Make a contribution. Some of you might be sitting there going, should I run for office? What should I do? Yes. Do it. Go for it. Go all out. Make a contribution towards where you want to go. That's how it starts. But with me, when I was in the 6th grade, the teacher said, take this to the office. Don't you peek. It's your IQ. It says how smart you are. I thought, she's stupid.